matchup entire tournament field. I'm Casey White, and I'm happy and excited to be with you all today for this matchup. Welcome to day here in La Antigua, Guatemala, as we kick off the 2022 Concacaf World Cup qualification. Matchup today with Guatemala hosting the Virgin Islands. Not a lot of preparation games leading up to this. Should be a good matchup here. We take a look at the field. Looks to be really great conditions. People starting to come into the stadium for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the national team of U.S., Virgin Islands and Guatemala. Damas y caballeros, demos la cordial bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de Islas Vírgenes de los Estados Unidos y de la Selección Nacional de Guatemala.
The starting 11 for Guatemala versus the U.S. Virgin Islands now are beginning to take the field for this first matchup of the World Cup qualifying tournament. Guatemala is going to be in the blue uniforms, while U.S. Virgin Islands will be taking the field in their yellow uniforms. Nothing like walking out at this point, getting ready to compete for the game that you've prepared for all leading up, being able to come and have a chance at being in that top 8 teams out of CONCACAF to compete for those spots in a 2023 World Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of U.S. Virgin Islands and Guatemala. Damas y caballeros, les pedimos por favor ponerse de pie para el himno nacional de las Islas Vírgenes de los Estados Unidos, seguido por el himno nacional de Guatemala.
Welcome back, everyone. The national anthems are complete. We are at Estadio Pensativo, ready to kick off Guatemala versus U.S. Virgin Islands. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for Guatemala. A potent attack here with Captain Maria Monterroso and Andrea Alvarez really leading that front line for them. But take a look at Kellen Mayen throughout this game. A strong defender in the back that's going to look to solidify the back line for this Guatemalan team as they start off their World Cup qualifying campaign. As we take a look at the U.S. Virgin Islands starting 11 as well as they get ready for pictures. All these moments leading up to that first game of the qualifying stage. Guatemala here in the blue kit. Our referee today is Tori Pinzo, assisted by Brooke Mayo and Megan Mullen, with the fourth official, Itzel Hernandez from Mexico, helping out on the sideline today as the captains gather and exchange and get ready for the coin toss. Maria Monterroso for Guatemala, Osset Gibbs for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Árbitros para este encuentro. A referee central de los Estados Unidos, Tori Pinzo.
We'll take a look at the U.S. Virgin Islands starting lineup as well. Some senior players here, Osset Gibbs, as we mentioned, as the captain, Jada Newton and Jordan Crawford having the majority of caps for this group, but look for Catherine Turner, a newcomer, and Megan Freeman to have an impact here for the U.S. Virgin Islands today. Getting ready for our kickoff here in Antigua, Guatemala. Making sure everything is set and ready to go in these final moments before this qualification tournament officially kicks off. Final preparations for both Rihanna Styler and Alexia Estrada in goal for Guatemala and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And we're underway here at Estadio Pensativo. Guatemala retains possession off the kickoff versus the U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm Casey White. Excited to be here with you today as we watch these two teams match up here in such an important tournament. Ramirez looks for a good ball down the line there for Guatemala. Just doesn't quite make it to Alvarez, but a good start for Guatemala. Goal kick from Styler. U.S. Virgin Islands looks to get it forward, but Guatemala is able to possess here and start to build out of the back.
Make her go back, and we're up. Make her up. That's it, that's it.
Mayan on the ball for Guatemala. Just trying to establish possession here. These first few moments, very important for both teams to try to get their style of play going as Castellano plays it out to our left back, Mavit.
16, Ariel.
And that'll be a throw for the U.S. Virgin Islands. So we take a look at head coach Jorge Zavala for the U.S. Virgin Islands. His staff, assistant coaches Sergio Rapuano and Anthony Suarez.
Left shoulder, Jordan. Left shoulder, Jordan. Start the shift time. Start the shift time.
Mayan with the change of point to Solares. Excuse me, Ramirez. Solares now on the ball.
Double, 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 double.
And Monterroso will earn what looks to be the first corner kick of the game for Guatemala. her penalty box for this defensive corner kick for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Guatemala currently ranked with FIFA as the 80th team in the world. Their highest ranking coming in 2016, but a very off team, as you can see, with Alvarez and Monteroso leading the charge so far in this game. Crawford with the goal kick, and intercepted by Broso. Solorzano. Ball to the back area. Stiller does well and just wide. Ramirez making that run on the far post, and so dangerous, cutting back across. A great service to the weak side. Just to throw her off, and it goes out for a goal kick. But look so far here for Guatemala. Cleared by Jordan Crawford. Ramirez. Ball to the near post. Cleared by the U.S. Virgin Islands. A second chance opportunity, and that will be saved by Styler. Coach Jorge Zavala talked about the movement of the Guatemalan players and just how well they move off the ball, and we're seeing that here early today. And the U.S. Virgin Islands want to look to really be strong defensively, as we have the first foul of game on Guatemala. Herrera just coming in the there, earning the foul for U.S. Virgin Islands is Jaden Newton. Jordan off on the ball here, looking to the side channel, and it'll be out for a Guatemalan throw. Another foul called here on Guatemala.
Hey, know your target. Know the target. You're always seeking her ass only. Know the target.
Captain Gibbs will take this set piece for the Virgin Islands. Rapolano with the touch. Solorzano finding her way out of pressure, and an aggressive touch by Alvarez. A little cheeky move there, and Guatemala keeps possession. Solorzano with the shot, doesn't test Styler, able to collect it for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Hey, come on, Leia, come towards me.
Miller's on the ball to challenge Alvarez, but the shot goes high. Guatemalan movement off the ball proving a lot to handle here as they get into those middle half spaces. Jordan Crawford to take the goal kick for USVI. Ball played in by Ramirez, well defended by Gibbs. and cleared by Freeman. Looking to try to connect forward, but just not a lot of numbers forward for the U.S. Virgin Islands as Guatemala takes over possession. Solares. Freeman denies the turn. Jaden Newton putting pressure on for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Well defended by Mayan and able to keep possession for Guatemala. Ball played into the 18-yard box, diving header, and it's just barely over off a deflection for Guatemala. Lots of opportunities coming. Herrera committing forward from her midfield starting position to get into the penalty box. Solares, a great floated ball to that back post area. Herrera coming through and actually takes a deflection off Alvarez. But lots of numbers in the penalty area for Guatemala. But the U.S. Virgin Islands withstanding these opportunities in this first 12 minutes of the game. Ramirez. And defended by Miller.
Match up, Katie. Bang. Match up. Look at 10. Hey. The ball's only reaching there. You don't need to be high.
U.S. Virgin Islands looking to play a little bit short out of the back, now going long as they organize. Stoltz playing the ball centrally, now having to get back defensively as Guatemala finds Ramirez out wide. U.S. Virgin Islands playing in that 4-1 block, really trying to stay tight centrally as a focus of theirs as Herrera plays the ball in. Alvarez looking for that back post area. And this should trickle out for a goal kick. U.S. Virgin Islands had 2 friendly games leading up to this qualifying tournament. Versus Antigua and Barbuda, losing the first one 4-0, but the second one losing 2-1 with a goal in the 88th minute. They're really trying to focus on keeping their shape, staying tight together, and making it hard to go through those central areas. Monterosa does well with that ball. Solorzano finds Alvarez. Herrera looking to find the shot, deflected and cleared by USVI.
Hurry up. Hey, just get forward central in those situations. No, you don't go yet. Just stay there. Stay where you're at. Don't drop. Now come. This is where you press.
Ramirez on the ball, looking to penetrate inside. Just not able to find that space behind, but cleared and regained by Guatemala.
We step. Again. Tay, we can't be away from that, Tay.
Crawford does well there. Great ball over the top for Jaden Newton. Aggressive touch forward. Mayan looking to recover. And she does quite well. Isn't able to keep her feet. Jaden Newton with the opportunity to that near post, just wide. But you can see how quickly they can break, with Jaden Newton on the ball. Mayan just overcommitting here defensively. And a good strike, just not able to find the frame for the USVI. Good ball to Ramirez in the wide space, looking for that cross to the back post area. Not marked Monteroso, but just right at Styler. The captain in a great spot there, but just in an easy area for Styler to be able to gather. So far, Solorzano and Ramirez have been very active in those wide spaces. As we take a look at Ramirez there, who's gotten a lot of crosses off today, as has Solorzano. Guatemala playing in that traditional 4-4-2 with Andrea Alvarez and Monteroso up top. Crawford with the throw. Alvarez. Ryan. Ramirez in the wide space, creating the 2v1 with Solares. Solares playing the ball across. Well defended on the back post area. Gibbs just able to get to that ball early and then draw the foul on Alvarez for a USVI free kick, but a great build up here. Gibbs well defended, just making sure she's able to get a toe in there first so that doesn't become anything dangerous for Guatemala. Monteroso with the flick. Solorzano, 1v1 in the wide space, well defended. Ball back across. So Ramirez off the crossbar. Cleared by Gibbs initially, now by Crawford, and it's out of danger. But what an opportunity for Guatemala off the foot of Leslie Ramirez. Great sneaky ball back here to the back post area. Monteroso uses her body for the turn and just lifts the ball a little too high, Ramirez does there, as we have a player down on the field. And we see our first yellow card of the game to Leah Rapuano of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Leah and Katie, all set, get it. Leah and Katie. Leah and Katie. Tanya, hold there, take a short step. Leah, step right. Leah, step right.
Rapuano steps in a little late there with the arm as Mivek goes down.
One step right.
Yellow card in the national team of U.S. Virgin Islands. For the player with the number 3, Leah Rapuano. Tarjeta amarilla en la selección nacional de las Islas.
Herrera on the ball with Tejaj. Ball whipped in, well defended on that first initial clearance, but second chance opportunity, finally cleared by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ball played to Alvarez in the wide channel. She looks to take on Bethany Miller. Back to her right. Solorzano. Well defended by Jordan Crawford. Jaden Newton now looks to possess for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Draws the foul, very smart there. Just no numbers around the ball to help her get forward, but does well to not only give her team a break, but to allow the free kick opportunity.
Vuelta allá.
Herrera with the initial win. Solorzano plays Alvarez into the wide space as Gibbs recovers. Aggressive first touch, looking to get it back across, but as she so often has been, Jordan Crawford to clear it out of danger. Vivette keeps possession. Solares. Good movement inside by Ramirez to clear that space, but well defended by Crawford in the wide area. An idea there from Herrera, but just not on the same page. Goal kick, U.S. Virgin Islands. Guatemala, so known for their movement off the ball, just doing well to create 2v1 opportunities in those wide spaces, and just a barrage of crosses. But the credit of the U.S. Virgin Islands, defending very, very well centrally, winning first balls into the box. Crawford here with the goal kick. Monteroso looking for that back post area, and that'll float away for another goal kick. Ball's cleared, collected by Solares. Guatemala retains possession. Solorzano plays the ball. Looking for that ball to the back post area, just the change of point. Solorzano's been very active today on that left side. 23-year-old plays for Southeastern NAIA program in Lakeland, Florida, creating a lot of good opportunities here for Guatemala today. Alvarez, the cross. Solorzano just not able to redirect it anywhere near the goal. Styler will get that out of play as U.S. Virgin Islands reset.
Bethany! Keep it bright, yes! Step up!
Tejas with a quick throw. Guatemala really trying to keep the pace going. Alvarez, change of point to Ramirez. Strike on frame, Ramirez, and it's in. It finally breaks through for Guatemala. Leslie Ramirez in the 25th minute here at Estadio Pensativo puts Guatemala on top 1-0 over the U.S. Virgin Islands. Giving the fans something to cheer about here in La Antigua, Guatemala. Opens up on the right foot, takes a quick look, thinks, why not? Let me put this on frame. Over the head of Styler for the 1-0 lead. Leslie Ramirez, a great strike with her right foot to the back post area, and just a little bit of dip on it, just enough to put Guatemala ahead here in this first game of Group B competition. The 26-year-old Leslie Ramirez has been lively on that right side, and you almost got the feeling that just needed something like that to break through as U.S. Virgin Islands kick off here after the goal. Guatemala creating so many opportunities. U.S. Virgin Islands doing well to keep them off the board for as long as they did, but something like that often is what happens, is a long shot, some kind of opportunity just to put them ahead. And Leslie Ramirez did that here today for Guatemala. Solares. Ramirez, the goal scorer, being brought down by Taylor Crawford. Not a bad early foul. She's been playing very confident. It's up near the midfield line, looking to take on 1v1. And Taylor Crawford does get Ramirez there. Ball's played into the 18. Styler will collect. Newton looking to go 1v1 battle versus Mayan. Looked like it might have been a corner kick, but the foul is called. Mayan does just enough to get her body in front of Newton to draw that foul, as referee Tori Pinzo speaks a little bit with Newton here. Well defended, but a little push in the back. Not a whole lot in that, but a little push in the back by Newton, and it's gonna go the other way.
Pelota, no la... Eso, no se desespere con la pelota. Elisa.
Really good play through that middle third for Guatemala, as Mayan will track this errant pass down, keep possession. And well defended essentially there by Freeman, looking for that ball over the top again as Newton runs through. It's just gonna be a little bit long and Estrada's able to collect it. But the U.S. Virgin Islands, knowing they are going to have to try to get a little bit more forward, and that ball over the top has seemed to work one or two times. Alvarez, Monteroso with the left foot, looking to the back post, well defended. And ball will be cleared by Gibbs for a U.S. Virgin Islands throw. In the 29th minute, Guatemala up 1-0 on the U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm Casey White in this first game of Group B for World Cup qualifying. All teams looking for a place in that July tournament, the final stages. Alvarez with the strike. Great save by Styler. Second chance opportunity. Miller there to get that out of danger, but it will be a corner kick for Guatemala. Tejaj so close on that opportunity. Alvarez looking up, great strike, forces a save, and a second chance opportunity here, but recovering well is Miller in the 18-yard box. So Lozano, Alvarez, and it's over the crossbar. Foul on the U.S. Virgin Islands. It'll be a free kick to Guatemala. Herrera looking to go quickly. Thinks again, does go quickly eventually to Alvarez. Herrera. Solorzano in that familiar 1v1 position, playing the ball in. Cleared well by Jordan Crawford. Rapuano looks to chase it down against Solares, 1v1. Good patience by Solares to build numbers in the attack. Tejaj. Ramirez with the ball. So close by Monteroso. Styler doing well to come out and be able to smother that and make sure there's not another opportunity so quickly after the first Guatemalan goal. But again, it's Ramirez here in this wide space against Taylor Crawford. Left-footed ball. And those blindside runs are just proving to create a lot of opportunities for Guatemala. Alvarez. And Taylor Crawford will clear that for a Guatemalan throw-in. Alvarez, well defended, and that'll be a corner kick for Guatemala. Herrera will take the corner kick. Floating it centrally, well defended, back out to Herrera. She'll decide to play it, but numbers in the box for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Again, Herrera. Alvarez does well to keep the ball. And Styler will smother that for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Rapuano looking to get forward for the U.S. Virgin Islands, but Estrada able to help her teammate there to keep possession. A lot of patience shown by Guatemala today, playing through the midfield, really getting in the half space in between the U.S. Virgin Islands back line and the U.S. Virgin Islands midfield, just like there with Alvarez. That space in front of the back line for the U.S. Virgin Islands, they're able to get ball played in, a little hopeful. Nothing to worry about there for the Virgin Islands. But that half space area in front of the back line of the U.S. Virgin Islands is a spot that Guatemala is really looking to take advantage of and then play into the wide areas. Alvarez to Solorzano. Left-footed ball. Cleared. Not quite able to get it out all the way. Herrera looks for an opportunity. No problem there for Styler. Solorzano, good feet, takes on two players, looks to possess. Solares now looks for the ball. Cleared out for another throw for Guatemala. Coach Jorge Zavala for the U.S. Virgin Islands, and speaking with him, talked a lot about how he really wanted to have really tight blocks here. There's a handball called on Freeman to make it hard for Guatemala to score. We can see the opportunities they're creating, but because the U.S. Virgin Islands are so tight defensively, they are having a hard time putting the finishing touch on besides the one goal to go ahead. Castellanos starts it over. Mayan. Alvarez faces up Gibbs, back on her right foot, looks to take on her, and looks to take on another player, still on her right foot, to Herrera. Looking for the finishes, Herrera right over the top. So close for Herrera, but great patience by Guatemala in the white space to draw players and create that opportunity. Herrera with a good first touch here. Challenge there on the shot, but just over the crossbar. Crawford with the goal kick. Lots of pressure from Guatemala here. Well defended in that final third. Freeman looks to play Stoltz wide. Good recovery by Alvarez and a little technique to get out of that tight space. Looking to push forward, Solorzano, Alvarez, just a little nick there to make sure Alvarez didn't get there. Stoltz now on the ball. And it'll be won by Guatemala. It's Alvarez in that half space, drawing the foul on Freeman. But USVI doing well to not make anything too easy for Guatemala. Quick ball to Solorzano, plays Alvarez in the penalty box. Cleared by Miller. Stoltz will go after it, but possessed again by Mavet. Mavet comes inside on her left foot. Cleared by Stoltz. Tanya Whalen trying to play it out for USVI. Catherine Turner coming over to help and seems to have drawn the foul for the US Virgin Islands. These moments critical for the US Virgin Islands as Guatemala has had the majority of possession just to be able to rest, regroup, and be able to try to move their way up the field a little bit more. They've shown they can get an opportunity or two with a long service, with Jada Newton up top as she chases after this ball. Castellanos. USVI traveling to Antigua, Guatemala for this matchup. Are missing some players due to some COVID restrictions, some senior players. Ball in the back line, Styler there to cover for Miller as Miller gingerly steps. Looking like that might have hurt as she was recovering back there, but looks to be okay. Jada Newton will chase after this. Mayan recovering. And that will go out for a corner kick for the US Virgin Islands. Gibbs will be going over to take the corner kick. And that ball over the top has looked to create a little bit of opportunity for the US Virgin Islands. Looking for a set piece opportunity here with so much possession by Guatemala. that's proving to work for the U.S. Virgin Islands to get forward. Gibbs with the corner kick. Great service across. Bounces down to Rapuano. Left foot. Not able to get enough on it and cleared by Guatemala. Taylor Crawford with the throw in. Wayland. Freeman. Jordan Crawford doing well to try to keep Guatemala in their own end for a little while. Monteroso. And cleared out of danger. Jordan Crawford under a lot of pressure, but gets that away. So U.S. Virgin Islands can recover. Ramirez on the ball in the wide channel. Great feet from Ramirez, left-footed ball in, and it's another one for Leslie Ramirez over the head of Styler, and that's how quickly Guatemala can strike. Leslie Ramirez with the brace for Guatemala. Not quite sorted here. The U.S. Virgin Islands, quick throw by Solares, good heads-up play, and then just great 1v1 skill here by Ramirez. An opportunistic look at goal, but able to do the same thing as before, now with her left foot, floating it over the top, a little dip under the crossbar. You can see her take a look right there, sees that Styler is a little bit off her line, and tries to make her make a save, and gets her second goal of the game. Leslie Ramirez for Guatemala, and they lead 2-0 in this first matchup of Group B. Solorzano, outside of the right foot. What a great ball. Alvarez with the finish. An absolutely beautiful ball in by Solorzano. Deceptive and a great finish by Alvarez, just to direct that on frame. Enough pace on the ball to get past the outstretched hands of Styler. Just such a beautifully paced ball there by Solorzano. Alvarez, just the nose for goal in between Taylor Crawford and Jordan Crawford, and a great finish with her left foot for the third goal of the first half. And just like that, the U.S. Virgin Islands getting their first corner kick of the game, getting an opportunity, and Guatemala able to counterattack in the other direction for 2 goals in a matter of 2 minutes to take the 3-0 lead, as Bethany Miller looks like she might need tending to. Estrada jogging back to her goal, probably I would think to get maybe a drink. Miller getting checked out by the staff here for the U.S. Virgin Islands. And Guatemala leading in this first game of Group B 3-0. A lot of possession in that first half, but really U.S. Virgin Islands keeping it relatively close until here with that goal in the 43rd minute, then in the 44th minute. But that type of possession will wear you down. So we take a look at Miller here as she took the goal kick. Looks to be something off the goal kick where she hurt herself there, but being tended to. She's done well in this first half. A lot of defending back there for her in the back line. both teams reconvening, figuring things out here. And it looks like there'll be an additional 2 minutes here added to the first half in Guatemala.
2 minutos de reposición. Adding time, 2 minutes.
US Virgin Islands will go forward with that kickoff. Vivette able to keep possession. Herrera on the ball, as she so often has been today in that midfield area. Errant pass there to Solares. There'll be a throw in for USVI. And there it is. That's the end of the first half. The US Virgin Islands hanging in there for 43 minutes, but 2 quick goals to put additional goals on the board. 3-0 lead for Guatemala. The first matchup of Group B here in Estadio Pensativo. Guatemala has to be happy with that first half. You see Ramirez celebrating a brace from her and looking to get into that locker room. But a good first half here in Antigua, Guatemala. We'll be back in the halftime for highlights and stats. We'll talk to you soon. An exciting first half here at Estadio Pensativo in La Antigua, Guatemala. Guatemala in blue hosting the US Virgin Islands for the first game of Group B for the Concacaf World Cup qualification tournament. And Guatemala would get off to a great start. Lots of opportunities. Solorzano with lots of corners today. Just peppering the goal, honestly, in this first half with lots of opportunities here. And this ball to the back post area, you would see a lot today. Solorzano looking to find Ramirez here, and Guatemala would knock on the door with a lot of these back post balls, blindside runs in this first half. But USVI staying strong, really able to defend early on in the game well, and bending but not breaking, as Jaden Newton was the person that was able to get forward the most for US Virgin Islands, cutting Mayan inside and just not able to get that on frame. But a good battle here, back on her right foot, and just bending away from that near post area. You'll see a ball here by Solares into the box, and this would be the tail of the first half. Gibbs doing really well defensively, but Solorzano, Ramirez, Monteroso, just a lot of opportunities off the crossbar by Ramirez in that back post area. Monteroso doing well to just spin her player to allow this opportunity to occur for Ramirez, but it wouldn't be long before Ramirez would break through. Alvarez in that half space, able to find her out on the right wing, takes a quick look, and this is the first goal of the game, going over Styler's head, dipping under the crossbar to break the deadlock. Leslie Ramirez with a great opportunity here. Just good detail on this to look for that back post area to catch Styler off her line a bit. And a ball here played to Herrera. More opportunities from the outside. Herrera just not able to find the frame and force a save from Styler, but lots of opportunities. And then Leslie Ramirez would take advantage again here, going 1v1 against Jordan Crawford. She takes a quick look, now with her left foot, dipping it under the crossbar, catching Styler a little bit far forward here. And this would be her second goal of the game, coming in the 43rd minute to put Guatemala up 2-0. A great ball by Solorzano for the third goal of the game in the 44th minute. Outside of the right foot, such great technique. Look at it die into the run of Alvarez. Alvarez able to finish with her left foot, getting between the two defenders, and nothing Styler could do there. Just an excellent ball for the third goal of the first half. That would put Guatemala up 3-0 over the U.S. Virgin Islands. Here at Estadio Pensativo, take a look at the stats from the first half. 30-1 in shots, a tale of the first half as the U.S. Virgin Islands just looks to try to handle a barrage of opportunities. 11 shots on goal to 0, 5 and 6 fouls, but a lot of possession going Guatemala's way, a lot of opportunities. Come back with us on the other side of this. Should be a very entertaining second half.
Panamericana de la Salud, compartimos estos consejos que lo protegerán a usted y a su familia de COVID-19.
Es importante repasar y aplicar todo lo que hemos aprendido para protegernos y proteger a otros de enfermarse. Tosa o estornude en el pliegue interno del codo, nunca en las manos. Deseche el pañuelo inmediatamente y lávese las manos con agua y jabón o con un gel a base de alcohol para manos. Si tiene tos seca y fiebre, use protección si va a tener contacto estrecho con otros. Evite escupir en lugares públicos. Si tiene fiebre, tos seca y dificultad para respirar, no espere y busque atención médica de inmediato. Protéjase y proteja a los demás de enfermarse. Para más información, visite www.pah.org/coronavirus.
La Organización Panamericana de la Salud, protegiendo la salud de las Américas.
Here at the CONCACAF World Cup qualification tournament in Antigua, Guatemala. 3-0 to Guatemala at halftime as each team prepares to take the field for the second half of this matchup. A lot of opportunities created by Guatemala in that first half. Estrada looking to get set here as we prepare for the kickoff. It's a sunny but windy day in Antigua, Guatemala. And a beautiful setting for this first match of Group B, of the entire field, actually. Lots of games coming up later today as well as we take a look at Styler in goal for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Number 9, Brittany Miller. In number 19, Jada Brown.
A couple of substitutions being made at the halftime, as you just saw Jada Brown coming onto the field for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Sale con el número 9, Brittany Miller. Entra con el número 19, Jada Brown.
Tori Pinzo getting set to get us going here. And there it is, the beginning of the second half. Guatemala versus U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm Casey White, happy to be with you here today for this matchup. Estrada with her first touch of the second half. Comfortable looking to set possession early. Will be interesting to see what changes have been made, if any, for either of these teams, whether personnel or tactically, and how they approach this second half with the score line as it is. Monteroso, Solorzano with the left-footed ball across. Solorzano looking for the hat trick. On that right side was Ramirez. Solorzano able to keep the ball in the final third, and Herrera will take a chance.
Substitution in the national team of U.S. Virgin Islands. In number 15, Elise Healer. Out, number 12, Megan Freeman. Sustitución en la selección nacional de las Islas Vírgenes de los Estados Unidos. Entra con el número 15, Elise Healer. Sale con el número
Goal kick for
12,
USVI. A little push in the back there from Tehaj. And it's in behind. Elise Eiler earns the corner kick, is not able to get enough on that. But just off the free kick, able to break very quickly is Elise Eiler. Just a little miscommunication here, thinking it was going to bounce a little bit further, and was not able to get a lot on this with that extra bounce at the end, but forcing a save from Estrada and the second corner kick of the game for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ball played across, well taken by Guatemala defensively. Gibbs. Freeman chases after the ball, but Solares moving forward very quickly. Finds Solorzano. It looks to be a 3v1 here. Plays it across. On frame, and an own goal for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Off Catherine Turner, it appears. And Guatemala breaks so quickly in those wide spaces. Solorzano coming into the penalty area. Monteroso making a good run to clear the space for Tejaj. Good ball across. Catherine Turner coming back. And Taylor Crawford, actually, I'll correct myself there, it looks to come off her foot as Catherine Turner was coming back to help. And just nothing Styler could do, and that'll make it 4-0 for Guatemala.
Gotta win! Gotta win! Gotta win!
Goal for the national team of Guatemala.
Get fouled! Get fouled!
Ball into Alvarez, looking to get behind, keeps one defender away. Finding the back post is Alvarez, just clinical in that finish for Guatemala.
Nacional de Guatemala, anotado por la jugadora con el número 9, Andrea Álvarez.
Andrea Alvarez getting a brace herself for her second in the game.
Number 9, Andrea Álvarez.
Left side! Left side! Go! Stay! Go to front!
And just timing her run perfectly. A huge gap between the center backs of the U.S. Virgin Islands and holding off a tough defender there, able to take a look and a finish to that back post area, but a well-timed run. USVI looking to recover. Jada Brown trying to give a last-ditch effort there, but Alvarez very smart in the way she handled the pressure and a good finish with her right foot to the back post. Tejaj, Monteroso, back to Tejaj, Alvarez, and it's cleared. Just looking to keep possession here. Just goes the opposite direction on the clearance from Jada Newton, who's been moved further back in the lineup. Started at center forward, up in the top striker position, but now further back on the field as Herrera goes to take the corner kick. Herrera, as we've seen so often today, with that opportunity. As the U.S. Virgin Islands get further and further away, that opportunity in front is becoming more open for those midfielders. Service here. Ball across. Styler does well to get a punch on it. Cleared out by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Freeman with the challenge. Herrera. Jada Newton there for the first initial challenge. Elise Eiler coming across to put pressure on Alvarez. Ball across, Gibbs. Crawford with the clearance. Just not able to clear the ball, and Guatemala keeps possession. Mivet. Monteroso looking for that blind pass off the back shoulder for Alvarez. Styler does well to come out and collect. Guatemala doing well to shift the midfield and the defensive line of the U.S. Virgin Islands here. Ball to the backside. Finds Solorzano to Alvarez. Alvarez with the opportunity. 4 players around her, well blocked and cleared by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ramirez, 1v1, right-footed ball, looking for perhaps her third for the hat trick. Very similar type of shot, but Styler back on her line. But good deception here in the 1v1. Looking for that right-footed ball floated in again, but this time over the crossbar. Coach Jorge Zavala organizing his group in this second half. U.S. Virgin Islands gone to 5 across the back in the second half as opposed to the 4-5-1 in the first half as Solorzano looks to get a cross in, but that will trickle out barely for a throw in. But they have 5 across the back line and 4 in front. Just a little bit of a change. Solorzano with a good technique there, and Jaden Newton able to clear the ball. Solaris. So attempting to be in a little even more defensive of a block, but just 2 good opportunities early in this half for those 2 additional goals by Guatemala. Alvarez, Monterroso. Monterroso still on it, looking for an opportunity across, lays it back, Tehaj, and a clinical finish from number 16, Tehaj, for the 6th goal here in the 57th minute. Tehaj was also a part of the 4th goal right out of this gate in the second half that turned into an own goal. But Monterroso, a great run here against 3 players, just so strong on the ball, and then an unselfish, clinical ball back to the penalty spot for that finish from Tehaj. The captain here doing so well to find the space, and Elisa Tehaj makes no mistake about that to go up 6-0. There's the goal scorer, Elisa Tehaj, in the 56th minute. Very active in that midfield in that 4-4-2 for Guatemala. We have a few subs coming in for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Maya Talud will be coming in for Ase Gibbs. And Megan Freeman will also be exiting the game. Silvana Butler coming in for Megan Freeman.
Sustituciones en la selección nacional de Guatemala. Salen por el número 4, Yasmín Castellanos, y con el número 16 Elisa Bellar. Ingresan con el número 6 Gloria Aguilar y con el número 17 María Contreras.
Vivette with the ball, looking to find Ramirez, who's shifted to this left side now.
U.S. Virgin Islands. In number 6.
Monteroso with the assist for the most recent goal, coming in the 56th minute, to Elisa Tejaj. The 28-year-old has played in the Spanish Primera División, as well as for Pares. Captain this team as they enter into this qualification tournament. Number 17, Maria Contreras, has entered the game as well, the 23-year-old. After the 6th goal, another substitution was made for Guatemala. Gloria Aguilar, number 6, coming in for Castellanos at the left center back position. She attacks out of the back here for Guatemala.
Stay with us, Ellie. No turn, no turn. Come across there, come across.
Substitution in the national team of U.S. Virgin Islands.
Sully 10 now, Sully 10 now.
In number 14, Maya Tobut.
U.S. Virgin Islands looking to get a little bit more pressure up the field. You'll see the substitutions here that happened earlier. Contreras and Aguilar for Castellanos and Tejaj, who had 1 goal, the 6th goal on the day, and also created the own goal, which was the 4th goal, first goal of the second half. Ball into the wide space, and that'll be offside. Solorzano looking to get in behind the back line, but it's a little bit too aggressive to get in there. So replay here, a couple yards. U.S. Virgin Islands does well to keep their line. Rapuano looking to put a little pressure to get higher up the field. U.S. Virgin Islands still building their program, looking to get more and more programming, and the organization's done a great job of getting them more opportunities. And tournaments like these allow them to continue to play against some of the best in the CONCACAF region. As Rapuano pressures, but a goal kick for Guatemala. Estrada will look to play out quickly. No slowing down for Guatemala. And that's something Coach Zavala talked about for the U.S. Virgin Islands. The fitness of Guatemala is at a high level, especially with the amount of possession they keep. Jada Newton doing well here to not let Monteroso get in. And she earns a throw in. Jada Newton walking off for the U.S. Virgin Islands, but appears to be okay. Started the game at center forward, is now playing in the center back. She had the few opportunities in the first half for the Virgin Islands. Toulouse does well to force Guatemala wide. Solares to Alvarez, good first touch. Slipping it across, Monterroso just hits it a little bit there, looking for the far post. Very similar to the 6th goal that was scored, but just not able to connect. Alvarez getting to the ball first here in front of Eiler. Ball played across, and just swinging too much to get to that far post is Monterroso, but another good opportunity for Guatemala. This is the first round game for Group B for the CONCACAF World Cup qualification tournament. Both have games coming up on Saturday, February 19th as well. Well defended by Crawford. Looking for that ball in behind, but just not able to beat that back line. Guatemala will take on Curacao on Saturday. Great ball in. Solorzano takes a touch inside, opens up, and a clinical finish to that back post. Nothing Styler could do about that finish. The blindside runs have been on most of this game, and they're able to connect on this one for the 7th goal as she times her run perfectly as it's off the foot of Herrera. That back shoulder blindside run, and then it's this first touch to eliminate the defender. Looks up, opens her hips, glances it off that post, but what a great finish. But it's this first touch for me that really allows her to draw the goalkeeper over and then able to open her hits for the 7th goal of the game for Guatemala. Solorzano has been very good in possession today, now getting on the score sheet with that goal here in the 2nd half. We're at Estadio Pensativo in Antigua, Guatemala. First game of Group B. Well defended by Catherine Turner, but dispossessed by Alvarez, and going forward again is Guatemala. Solorzano striking it across. Defended by Jada Brown. I'm sorry, Taylor Crawford off the crossbar and for a corner kick as Taylor Crawford looks to be hurt. And here's another look at that finish by Solorzano. Just great technique for that goal. And the ball by Herrera. She's really been pulling the strings today in that midfield space. And good positioning by Taylor Crawford there, able to get that out of danger.
Closer to the end line,
Styler punching it out of play. Interlude with the clearance. Rapuano puts pressure on. Herrera. Contreras. Little arm pull from Eiler there for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Alvarez earns the free kick.
Yes, subs. Number 3, blue.
We have substitutions here for Guatemala.
Number 2 and 2. Number 3 and 2. Number 3. Number 3 and number 2. And number 2.
Paula Solares coming out of the game, making way for Maria Recinos.
Sustitución en la selección nacional de Guatemala. Ingresa
Mivette will also be exiting the 2 outside backs for today. Beverly Reyes, the 21-year-old from Deportivo Shelo, will enter the game.
Cambió la sustitución. Cambió la selección nacional de Guatemala. Ingresa con el número 22.
Alvarez.
Beverly Reyes.
She'll go for it herself.
Sale con el número
No
3,
real challenge for Styler there.
Suárez.
Mivette and Soleros very, very good for the 69 minutes they put into this game at both outside back positions, getting forward. Recinos now will play off the left side.
Central player can't get it. Now we go, Maya. Now you gotta go, Maya.
Reyes. Reyes looking to complete the 2v1 with Contreras. Good feet to get out the other side. Ramirez. Early ball across, Monterroso, and it's a goal for Monterroso, the captain. In the 70th minute. Finally able to put one of those crosses away with a great header straight down. And a great ball from Leslie Ramirez. Head up. And this is just winning your battle here. Getting it straight into the ground, just as she should. So hard for the keeper with that finish. But just the central marking not there, able to get in between 2 players, and a great finish for the captain.
Start to slide, Sully. You go to that one, Sully. No turn, no turn.
Monterroso done a lot of work today that hasn't been on the score sheet necessarily. She did get a good assist, as we see a foul and a yellow card given to Andrea Alvarez. Monterroso did get the assist to Tehaj here in the second half, but a lot of work just on the ball to keep possession. Jada Newton doing well here to step in, frustrating Alvarez and earning the foul for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Mostrada a la jugadora con el número 9, Andrea Álvarez. Yellow card in the national team of Guatemala. Number 9, Andrea Álvarez.
Jordan Crawford will take this for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Start to make the run in.
Looking to go long. Crawford. Alvarez finding Monterroso in the wide channel. Looking early, left-footed ball. Defended by Elise Eiler. Ramirez will look for an opportunity, and it's over the frame. Lots of numbers forward for Guatemala. We'll have a substitution here in the 73rd minute. Leslie Ramirez with the brace in the first half to get everything started here for Guatemala. She'll be coming off the field and making way for Brittany Gutierrez.
Substitution for the national team of Guatemala. Out, number 7.
Ramirez with her 2 goals in the first half. Very similar, one right-footed, one left-footed, and then the assist to Monterroso here for the 8th goal in the second half. Very active on the right side today. It's a good opportunity for Guatemala to get other players in the game. Those first minutes so critically important. Alvarez getting into the final third. Crawford with the clearance, does well. Picked up by Reyes. Monterroso back to Herrera. Solorzano. She plays it across. Looks to be an offside call. Perhaps a foul. We'll see here as Jada Newton is down. It's offside and will be a U.S. Virgin Island free kick as Newton gets tended to by referee Tori Penzo. We can see the offside there by Solorzano. Well done by our assistant referee with that call. Jada Newton hanging in there. Ricinos.
17, watch the one. Just gotta watch it. Just gotta watch it.
Taylor Crawford defending very well in the wide space. Ricinos. Valuable minutes here for the Guatemalan substitutes as they look forward to that game on Saturday. Both teams, the U.S. Virgin Islands, will be playing Costa Rica on February 19th, Saturday at 7 p.m. as Guatemala takes on Curacao at the same time, same day, as the ball goes out of bounds for a Guatemala throw-in. Lots of games coming up later today as well for the qualifying tournament. The first game of Group E, Cuba versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines at 3 p.m. is our next one. And Group D, El Salvador versus Belize at 4:30. As we look at the head coach, Conrado Paredes. It's a windy day, you can hear it, but Guatemala's kept the ball on the ground, eliminating that, keeping very good possession in this game.
Charlie 17 again. Start to move this way. Come on. Towards me. Come towards me. Come on.
Some creativity from Monterosso, but well defended by Crawford and Stoltz. U.S. Virgin Islands will try to get further up the field here. Aguilar. A rare mistouch by Herrera there, but she's been so active in midfield. Just very simple, keeping possession of the ball for Guatemala. Ball into Monterosso. Back wide, saved by Styler. Gutierrez coming on and making an impact right away, almost with an opportunity there for another goal in the 77th minute. Jada Newton now wearing the captain's armband since Gibbs came out of the game, and she is doing so much work there in the back, trying to organize as well. Solorzano with the ball across. Styler out. Herrera with the opportunity. And it's cleared by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Touloud going after it, not going to be able to get there. Good little ball by Contreras. Gutierrez finding Alvarez. And a foul committed on Alvarez as she's down. Just been so active today in that half space in front of the line. Takes a lot of players around her to make sure she doesn't get an opportunity. And Taylor Crawford, along with Jordan Crawford there. Not sure who got her. But it's going to be a dangerous opportunity for Guatemala as Styler organizes her wall. Spins it in, and that's the 9th goal for Guatemala. Vivian Herrera, so active all day, setting players up, but able to step up and take advantage of her opportunity and just building confidence as she had some opportunities earlier, was going over, just gets this up and over the wall, bending away. I mean, you can't do much better than that. It's exactly how you draw it up. And just to get that dip on that ball to come down and bend away from the keeper is not easy to do, and she's able to finish this so well, and players crashing towards goal just in case there was a save. Foul called. Jada Newton with the ball, defended by Contreras. Taylor Crawford. U.S. Virgin Islands continuing to work defensively, trying to put pressure on Guatemala. It's a strong start from Guatemala, but there's no quit in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Continuing to defend here in the second half in Antigua, Guatemala.
Too deep, Jada, Tyler, please, too deep.
And the U.S. Virgin Islands missing 2 players, Bianca Canigio and Sierra Rivera, who were unable to travel to this game. They should be in contention to play on Saturday versus Costa Rica. Coach Jorge Zavala talks about Bianca Canigio as one of their leaders. She's really able to help the team, and just someone who's very professional in the way she approaches the game. So she will be someone they'll look to help in that Saturday game against another tough competitor.
Now we come across. Come on, 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 come on. Now you gotta drop in, Kate. Sully, come across. Come across.
Ball played in behind to Alvarez. She has 2 on her, plays across to Monteroso. Good use of the body there by Monteroso. Great strike and saved by Styler.
Sully, hey, we're asking you to go side to side, side to side.
Herrera. Gutierrez will look to take on Taylor Crawford in the final third. Not able to connect with Alvarez. Good defensive effort by Taylor Crawford, and Jada Newton helping her in that wide space. The 2v1s created by Guatemala have been tough in those wide areas. Taylor Crawford doing well to continue to battle in those areas. Catherine Turner on the ball, looks to get it forward. Mayan. Recinos. Good inside movement by Gutierrez.
Turn your back. Savannah 9.
Gutierrez looking for the left-footed cross.
Well done, Elise.
Well defended by Elise Eiler.
11. Katie, go. Katie, tighter. Tighter.
U.S. Virgin Islands staying in their block. That blindside ball again, so dangerous. Styler read well the danger there and was able to make sure nothing came of it. Herrera looking for the ball in behind, well-timed run. Good touch, great save by Styler. Solorzano getting in behind, just well-timed, but not only the first save, but the second save by Styler. Coach Paredes looking on at his group. Has to be happy with not just the results, of course, but the style of play that he's seeing out of this Guatemalan team. Reyes will take the throw for Guatemala. Recinos. Rapuano continuing to put pressure on. Well done by Rapuano, earns the throw for U.S. Virgin Islands. Again, 6 groups of 5 here in the CONCACAF World Cup qualification tournament. A winner from each group joining the United States and Canada, who are automatic qualifiers in the July final tournament for the final 8 to qualify for the 2023 World Cup. A slate of games coming at you later today as well. The opening games from each group. Alvarez. Again, Alvarez taking on a few players. Right-footed cross. Taylor Crawford again does well to be in the right position and get that out of danger. The tight marking in the box has been very good here later in the second half for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Rapuano. Play continues. Now the foul is called. Jordan Crawford commits the foul on Monterroso. Guatemala looking to play quickly, and they do. Will it be allowed? No. Monterroso with a great touch there. Just Crawford could not stop her momentum. Guatemala always looking to play quickly if possible, keep possession going, and Catherine Turner looks to need some assistance here as we're in the 87th minute. Lots of defensive work by Catherine Turner, a relative newcomer in that midfield space for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Hydrating a little bit here. She's going to try to walk this one off. A lot is being asked of the U.S. Virgin Islands defensively, trying to manage a team like Guatemala. They're continuing to work, continuing to organize. Ball in behind from Herrera, and it's cleared. Reyes finds Monterroso. Solorzano offside. Well organized by USVI. Oh, and that was a close one, but that right foot, right offside call there by our assistant referee. Won by Stoltz. Rapuano. Touloud pressuring Reyes. And a foul called on Reyes.
We have a sub. We have a sub.
We'll have a substitution here for the U.S. Virgin Islands in the 90th minute. Looks like we might have to wait here as there's a free kick. Nope, Leah Rapuano will come off and make way for Adia Thomas. The young 18-year-old will enter into the game for these final minutes.
Substitution in the national team of U.S. Virgin Islands. Out number 3, Leah Rapuano. In number 11,
Elise Eiler with the set piece, looking to go long. Solorzano making the run in behind the back line, as well as Alvarez, and she will get on this. Defended by Taylor Crawford in the 1v1. Solorzano. And there'll be 1 minute of added time here in this first game of the qualification tournament for CONCACAF Women's World Cup. Quick throw.
Un minuto de tiempo de reposición.
Reyes, Gutierrez, Herrera. Well cleared by Jordan Crawford. Ball played across to that back post area, and Alvarez will chase. There's no quit here in Guatemala either. They want to keep attacking. 1v1 by Alvarez, ball across. And Styler able to make sure that does not turn into anything. And there you have it, the final whistle of our first game here in Group B. Guatemala wins 9-0 over the U.S. Virgin Islands. They took advantage of being at home in Antigua, Guatemala. Great stadium atmosphere at Estadio Pensativo. And they get the full 3 points to be atop Group B momentarily before other games are played in this group. A lot of goal scorers today. Ramirez with the brace. Alvarez with the brace. Tejaj on the board. Herrera, Solorzano, and Monteroso. A good display for this first game of this 2022 qualifying tournament as Guatemala thanks their fans for their attendance and their support. But they have to be happy with that result. A tough one for the U.S. Virgin Islands, but a growing experience for them as they continue to build in their association as well. But no quit, all fight in the U.S. Virgin Islands today as they sat in their defensive block and did their best to deal with the potent attack of Guatemala. Lots of games coming up over these next few days. It's an exciting few days here for the qualifying tournament. Not only games today, but Friday and Saturday as well. We'll take a look at the highlights of this game that we just witnessed at Estadio Pensativo. Guatemala in blue, U.S. Virgin Islands in the yellow kits, getting ready, getting those pregame jitters out of the way before their first game. Guatemala would start quick, lots of possession, but Jaden Newton able to get in here on a counterattack and fend off Kellen Mayan, who was a strong defender for Guatemala all game, and unfortunately just curving a little bit too much near post for USVI. But Newton able to get an opportunity. That half space would be great for them all day. Alvarez finding Ramirez. This is the first goal that would break the deadlock. Notices Styler off the line, takes a quick look, and is able to find the back of the net to break even and go up 1-0. Ramirez so active on the right side today. left-footed ball, and this would make it 2 in the 43rd minute. Almost identical goals, little bit different angle, but floating over the top, opposite feet. And love this ball by Solorzano outside of the right foot. Alvarez finishes with the left foot, and that would be right before the half. 2 goals in 2 minutes to make it 3-0 in the first half. U.S. Virgin Islands would change a little bit tactically in the second half, go to a 5-back, and a little bit of a opportunity here for Elise Eiler, just a miscommunication, not able to get enough power to test Estrada, but started to get some opportunities forward. But just the possession would start to wear down the U.S. Virgin Islands as Solorzano plays this ball across. Unfortunate deflection off of Taylor Crawford, who defended well all game, but Tehaj putting that on frame, giving it an opportunity. And then Alvarez going in very, very strong. 2 goals in the game. This would be her second and her first of the second half. Great finish to that far post area. Monterroso, the captain, takes on 3 players here and so unselfish. Looks like she's gonna finish, but does the right thing, plays it back. Tehaj able to finish right before she was substituted out of the game. Great time in midfield today. And just a simple finish to that back post. And love this run by Solorzano. It's the first touch for me that really eliminates the defender for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Newton just not able to get back, or she would have fouled, and a great finish. And Monterroso would get on the board. She was so active all game. Ramirez not only scoring, but getting an assist here to Monterroso, heading it back where it came from. And Herrera would finish this set piece, bending it to the near post. And that would be it, 9-0. Herrera so active in midfield, finishing off the scoring for Guatemala here at Antigua, Guatemala, Estadio Pensativo. And there you'll see the final stats of the game. 45 shots for Guatemala, 16 of those on goal, 9 corners. It's just a dominant performance from an attacking standpoint, not only in stats, but in style of play. Lots of possession towards them. But 9-0 would be the final score against the Virgin Islands. A good start to the 2022 World Cup qualifying tournament here, looking to qualify in July and make that final 8. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure you stick around for the slate of games that's coming your way.